Everyone, I'm Alexton96, or Taylor Denna, whatever you know me by, and this is the moment you're all been waiting for! Thank you so much for all your votes for what characters I should draw for the 6 character challenge. I guess it's no surprise that the character most voted for was the Hollow Knight main character. There were a lot of other Hollow Knight characters commented and voted for, but I'm sorry. I meant in my post that one character from each franchise will be drawn and not just one character in general? I don't know. I guess my instructions were very clear and there were a lot of people who didn't understand them, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I've drawn this knight a gazillion times and it was a challenge to find something new to do with them. In the end, I decided to incorporate the background a bit more into the drawing, rather than just like a flat background like I did with the last challenge, and adding a few details to the flower as well. I realized too late that it wasn't necessarily a pinwheel. In the end, I think I added too many effects for the background, and the background itself is too dark to see a silhouette clearly. Next up is Waluigi from Mario. I didn't grow up with the Mario brothers, so even though it's not my favorite, I still love learning the lore. I used to watch MatPat, and I loved his theory on Mario being a bad guy, and how Princess Peach is using zombifying fungus to control her citizens. I actually have a few drawings redesigning them in a world where Mario is the main villain, and you play as Luigi to try to stop him, and the link will be in the eye above. Anyway, Waluigi being picked wasn't too much of a surprise to me. It's kind of an ongoing joke one of my subscribers started, asking whether Waluigi would be in the next Hollow Knight in a Hollow Shell animatic. I would normally dislike any badgering, but this struck me in such a way where I find it hilarious. This is a special case, so please don't do the same thing for other things. I had him holding his signature rose and a daisy flower. Lore has it that he has a crush on Princess Daisy, though she does not return the feeling. Personally, I like Luigi with Daisy, but that's just me. It's quite odd that Nintendo has not done much for this character, just kinda has him as a background character, one of the villains or antagonists, or, you know, but not really a playable character too much. And I would think that this would be right up their alley too. And next we have Henry Stickman from the Henry Stickman series. So to be completely honest, I avidly avoided this game when it first blew up. When something becomes wildly popular, like Among Us for example, I tend to do the opposite of most people and just like instantly avoid it and dislike it. I know that's very biased, but I like to enjoy things for myself and not with a super active fan base. In time, I'll probably check out Among Us, see what it's about, but for now I'm just waiting until, you know, the storm subsides a little bit. Still, you voted for this guy, so I finally relented and watched some gameplay. And after watching it for a few hours, I think it's alright. I really like how it's both complicated, in all the different combinations you can do, and also simple because it's Stickman. And this is kind of hypocritical of me, but I felt that there were a tad too many references. Anyway, his design was very simple, and at first I was unsure of how to add to it. I gave his stick body a bit more form by increasing its thickness and having subtle hints of basic anatomy. Having a background didn't feel necessary for the simplicity of Henry, so I tried making it look like he broke out of the box. Instead, the broken bits of box look more like those little air quotes that signify surprise, but I'll do better in the future. Up next is the robot from Enter the Gungeon. This is another game I was unfamiliar with prior to this challenge, but they're really cute. It sort of looks like BMO from Adventure Time, and I could totally see it just like having BMO's voice and saying, "If someone tries to come in, I'll kill him." I watched a little bit of gameplay and it looks super fun to play, albeit extremely stressful. I remember when I was younger having one of those computers, not necessarily the one like the robot, but having one of those computers that had a super high-pitched sound when you turned it on, and when you tried touching the glass screen it would shock you a little bit, just like a little static shock. I'm a 90s kid, so I kind of grew up without internet or cable or video game consoles, at least until I was in middle school. Anyway, this game looks super fun, and the pixel animations look really cool too. Maybe I'll try playing it one day. Next we have Hat Kid from Hat in Time. I've seen a bit of gameplay and some of the memes, but that's the extent of what I know. I absolutely love the smug dance meme where she's dancing at the worst times in movies and cutscenes, and the dancing chrono remix is forever stuck in my head. I've actually watched an hour of the 10-hour version already, it's stuck in my head. I tried playing around with the different layer styles, and the hourglass ended up looking a lot more interesting than the rest of Hat Kid, even though I left out details on the rungs or whatever they're called on a... And finally, we have Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb. I didn't grow up watching this show, and it's not quite my cup of tea, although it definitely has some awesome aspects. I believe there's like a song for every single episode, and that is quite the feat to accomplish. I think Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Perry's shenanigans are my favorite part of the episodes. I really like how their personalities and goals just kind of bounce off each other. Their dialogue or lack thereof, it's really cool. I didn't do too much with the background of this one because I was wanting to get done quickly, and unfortunately that shows. A lot of artists' emotions, whatever they're feeling at the moment, tends to be channeled into the drawing, but still, it was cool to draw and learn more about each of these characters you all enjoy. I'm really sorry that I may not hold the same opinion as you might for these guys, but that's how it is for everything. Working on this video and the one before it took a ton of work to do, but I'm happy with the results. Thank you so much for watching and for being such an awesome support for me and my channel, and I'll see you in the next one!